speaker, Rachel. She will be talking about the green sea turtles.
Thank you. My name is Rachel Pecoraro, and I will be talking to you today about population dynamics of green sea turtles around Hawai'i Island. The Chelonomydes, or the common name of green sea turtle, is the most prevalent species found throughout the Hawaiian archipelago. The absence of these large herbivorous marine mammals could lead to dramatic alterations in the ecosystem as well as the marine ecosystem. Dependable population abundance estimates are important for recovery planning, and the use of mark recapture and mark resite studies can provide important demographic information needed to understand population trends. One technique that is not only used to determine population distribution, but also assess other factors such as age, sex, population rate is mark recapture. In these studies, individuals are captured, tagged in some form, and then released back into the population. After a suitable time has passed, a second sample is taken from the population, which includes both marked and unmarked individuals. These studies are effective for determining population abundance through modeling. Mark resite studies entail marking an individual via a set tagging system or using natural markings as seen in the humpback whale flute in the middle to identify individuals and return to the site to conduct observation surveys. In these studies, the individuals are not physically captured, but rather observers are used for marking unmarked and marked individuals at the study site. Mark resite studies are cost-effective compared to tech recapture and less stressful for the animal involved, as they are not disturbed in their natural habitat. As technology continues to improve, the use of unmanned aerial vehicles, also known as drones, provide additional observation tools for successful surveys. The use of drones provides an advantage in monitoring animals in their natural habitat. Drone surveys are cost-effective compared to monitoring via helicopter, reliable, provide for flexibility on the location, and also have ability to cover larger areas compared to in person. Drones are also equipped with cameras that can record movement of individuals from a distance, thus reducing the amount of disturbance. With that being said, my project is broken up into 3 parts. The first part, dedicated to population abundance. In this section is based on turtle counts at each location, looks at population estimate models. The second section is focused on tag longevity from the use of markings across the carapace. A scoring system was created to determine longevity of tags and mono tag use. And the third section is survey comparison between in-water snorkel surveys compared to drone use for an effective tool for research. As a part of a long-term data collection, field studies have been conducted around Hawai'i Island for several years. These studies include health assessments, 3 of which were conducted in the spring of 2023 at Punalulu Beach, Puako Area 92, and Hualalai Beach Resort. During these events, turtles were captured, measured and weighed, tagged with a silver flipper tag, and marked with a unique tag on their carapace that was etched 1 to 2 millimeters deep into the lateral scutes of the carapace, and then once the etching was completed, it was filled with a white, non-toxic enamel paint. To understand site fidelity, population surveys were conducted bi-weekly from April 2023 through April of 2024. Triplicate 30-minute surveys were used to count number of turtles in the seawater, followed by 15-minute on-beach surveys to account for basking sea turtles found. A GoPro 11 camera was used to photograph the turtle and to record its behaviors. Due to the mobility in marine populations and the impracticality of counting all the animals in one area, abundance must be estimated using modeling. From the data, population abundance estimates were calculated using a common modeling technique called the Lincoln-Peterson method, which is shown here. Prior to the study, it was assumed that the enamel paint would only last a few weeks and months due to the algal coverage of the carapace. During each survey, tag numbers were documented and assigned a tag visibility score ranging from 5 to 0, with 5 being 100% visibility with 0 algal coverage, ranging to 0, which was completely unreadable. As shown, a tag score of 5 is a perfect tag, showing 0 impact, and then a tag score of 4 is less than 25, and you can see the deterioration to the 0. For those turtles with 0 visibility, if the presence of a clean, shiny silver flipper tag was present, it was marked as a tag turtle from the most recent health assessment and counted as an individual even if the identification was not known. I just wanted to note that I did not approach the turtle to see the tag number because I didn't want to disturb it in the habitat. DJI Air 2 drone was flown in conjunction with the first snorkel survey conducted at Punaluu and Puako. Drone surveys at Hualalai are restricted due to drone restrictions that are set by the hotel staff over there, so it was not an issue. Launched from the shoreline, the drone was flown at approximately 30 meters high with a camera angle set at 40 degrees to video the movement of green sea turtles in and out of the area. Once launched, the drone hovered in the same location until the completion of the snorkel survey or until the battery was low, and then brought back down to land. Post-survey, the turtle visibility and the aerial videos were counted compared to the number counted during in-snorkel surveys that occurred at the same time. Unfortunately, because of the size file upload, I couldn't include a video, so on this screen it's kind of a poor quality, but you can see there are 8 turtles in this photo, and then myself is down on the bottom in the yellow box that I'm snorkeling. With that being said, I'm going to get into the results. This graph shows the average number of turtles counted per survey. On the x-axis is the location of the surveys, and on the y-axis is the number of turtles seen per each survey. There were significantly less turtles found at Hualalai compared to Punaluu and Puako, where the average number was not significantly different. On this graph, you can see on the on the x location, tag visibility percentages, and on the y-axis. At Punaluu, approximately 37% of the tagged turtles were resighted, 16% at Puako, and only 10% at Hualalai. Results included 2 keys tests, which show a significantly higher number of tagged turtles seen at Punaluu compared to Puako and Hualalai. It is interesting that it was assumed that turtles at this location would have had a quicker algal growth, rendering tags useless at Punaluu compared to the other 2 locations. Based on the Lincoln-Peterson model, the resident population abundance estimated to be about 53 turtles at Punaluu, which is about a third of the population found at Puako. At Puako, estimations were about 142 turtles, and then Punaluu only 7, which was also less than 1 turtle often seen during each survey at that time. It should also be noted that Hualalai is considered a marine reserve with limited anthropogenic activity in the area, making these numbers quite interesting. On this graph, along the x-axis is the time lapse from the initial tagging event that occurred in March, and then on the y-axis is the tag visibility score. Note that the blue lines are Punaluu, the orange lines are Puako, and the gray is that of Hualalai. After 90 days, 0 tags were found at Hualalai. To understand site fidelity, a unique tag numbering schematic was set for each location, with no marked turtles found outside of their initial tagging site. Here on the figure, you can see the dates of the survey conducted on the x-axis, and then tag number listed on the y-axis. Punaluu Beach displayed the highest site fidelity, with 13 out of 15 tagged turtles observed on location at least once during the surveys. Although the quality of the color on the graph may be a little off because of the projection, the colors represent tag visibility scores that were given in the legend. With the same x and y axis, Puako had 7 out of turtles present that returned back to the area at least once. And then Hualalai had, And then Hualalai only had 3 out of the 6 returned back. Individual HA-179 has been present in every survey conducted at Punaluu except for once on September 16th. Here you'll see the progression of tag deterioration from April 2023 through March of 2024. The first picture was taken 2 days after the carapace was etched, and then once a month thereafter until completion of the study. As discussed, the tag score was assigned based on the visibility of tags while conducting in-water surveys. The zoomed-in photos that are shown is a tag quality which was assessed for each month. And then, as you can see, in October to November, there was actually an increase in tag visibility, which may be due to an aggressive cleaning station, which would be credited to possibly tangs or surgeonfish found in the area. A total of 36 snorkel and drone surveys were run concurrently at Punaluu and Puako during the first survey. Here you will see the snorkel and drone surveys listed on the x-axis and the number of turtles found per survey on the y-axis. The results are shown of a paired t-test with in-water snorkel surveys yielding an average of 4 more turtles compared to that of the aerial drone surveys. The number of turtle sightings were the highest at Puako, but site fidelity was the highest at Punaluu, and minimal at Hawai'i. The use of this etching technique is an effective tool for short-term population abundance estimates for green sea turtles because the growth of the carapace is pretty slow, and which allows for the monotech etching to last for, at this point, a year. Snorkel surveys were more effective compared to the drone surveys due to external factors, which would include wind, sun glare, the black sand substrate, making drone use limited, especially during varying times of day. One of the things that this did bring to light was Hawai'i specifically, but also exploring varying drone flight patterns rather than just using it for one location, which I did at Punaluu and Puako. And then because Hawai'i has a close proximity to the golf course and an excessive amount of tourists that visit that beach resort, there's no shortage of sunscreen being used. So water quality samples would be something to look into. And then also conducting fish surveys to see if there's species competition and a lack of food availability, making the availability or the presence of sea turtles less. At this time, I would like to thank my thesis advisor, Dr. Jason Turner, for all of his guidance and support throughout this project, George Balaz for his insight, and then Mark Rice and Laura Jim for conducting the health assessments that have made this project possible, and also Stephen Rawlstead for his assistance in the field. Thank you. Any questions? No? Going once. Yes?
I guess I just wonder about Hawaii as like a marine reserve, and like if there's been other surveys in the area, or if like your proposed future research would kind of be one of the first ones to look at sort of the fact of having this nearby hotel on like both the food or just like the overall diversity.
So it was made a reserve in 2016 because the reef fish were actually being removed for aquarium use. So for the next 10 years, it actually expires in 2026. So I don't know if they're gonna re-up it or if it'll be complete at that point, but it has been a reserve since 2016.
Might be a good place to do snorkel surveys to try to see if there's a change over that time to get evidence for like wanting to renew the reserve.
Right.
Cool.
Yes.
Can you go back to your Peterson model results?
Yes.
Okay, so at Punaluu and Puako, you found the same number of turtles per survey,
Close to it, yes. Yeah.
but the population estimates are completely. So what do you think's going on?
So, I mean, there is a higher site fidelity at Punaluu, which makes a smaller resident account compared to Puako. And I think part of it too is Puako is such a large, vast location. So you're looking at several miles of coast there compared to Punaluu, which is a lot smaller of a survey site. So I think a lot of it is just the fact that because it is so vast and it's so close to being turtles are able to move in and out of it much easier.
From a management standpoint, would that make you concerned about something going on?
Absolutely, especially with the discussion about commercialization. I mean, that could clearly destroy the entire population of that location.
Trying to say it.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.